Well, we got ourselves a doozy today. We'll be talking about My Little Pony Season 3. For some brief background, Lauren Faust had left the show at the beginning of the second season, and at this point Rob Renzetti had left the story editor position to help with a little show called Gravity Falls. So as Season 3 started, we got some new faces as well as some old ones getting put into higher positions, from names like Jason Thiessen and Corey Powell. This season was also notably shorter. Compared to the first two seasons, which were both 26 episodes, this was split in half into 13 episodes. One of the main reasons for this was because the crew was also working on the new spin-off series, Equestria Girls. And for at least half the fandom, this was the last season that they ever watched. Some thinking that it was the last season altogether, others wishing it was the last altogether. Heck, I remember when I first watched this season with one of my closest buddies at the time. Wow, that was such a great season premiere, right, Trollney? OMC, that was so freaking weak. Sombra barely did anything. He barely had any lines. And just how powerful is he anyway? And why didn't Twilight ask her friends to help her when she was looking for the Crystal Heart? And what the heck was up with those crystal main styles at the end? Like, we get it, Hasbro, you're trying to sell toys to little girls, but that wasn't even subtle. Well, I really liked it. Well, of course you did. You're a fanboy. You love everything that this franchise does. Aw, come on, Trollney. Why do you have to be such a naysayer? Why can't you just love and tolerate this premiere and everything that comes from this show? Well, okay, but they better not end the season by making Twilight an alicorn, because if they do that, I am never watching this show ever again. Those were the days. But now, let's look back at Season 3 and the two-part premiere, The Crystal Empire, and see how it's aged. Because everything pony-related to me ages like French grape juice for grown-ups.
News from Northern Equestria. Your Highness.
Yes?
I am simply to tell you that it has returned.
Find Princess Cadence in shining armor.
Yes, Your Highness.
My dearest Twilight, you must come to Canterlot at once.
Meanwhile, poor Twilight is having a panic attack while trying to get ready for a test Celestia has for her. Spike tries to calm her down, and it ends exactly like you'd expect.
Twilight, calm down. It's just a test. Just a test? Just a test! Princess Celestia wants to give me some kind of exam and you're trying to tell me to calm down because it's just a test! Yes? I'd say she's handling things pretty well, considering.
Oh, some creature clearly forgotten Lesson 0.
Are you sure you don't want me to go as well?
Yes. Princess Cadence and shining armor are already there. The others will be joining them soon.
The Empire's magic is powerful. It cannot fall again, my sister.
Now I'm starting to see why Dusty Cat's headcanon was that Luna was the goddess of war in Equestria.
She will succeed at her task, and when she does, we'll know that she is that much closer to being ready.
Ooh, season finale foreshadowing. Twilight shows up and Celestia puts her fears to rest because she's not going to be taking a typical kind of test, as she launches into an explanation about a land lost to time from thousands of years ago known as the Crystal Empire. It was once a prosperous land full of happy crystallized ponies until it was taken over by a tyrannical unicorn, King Sombra, who ran the empire with an iron hoof. That is until Celestia and Luna reduced him down to a shadow being and imprisoned him in the center of the world.
If the Empire is filled with hope and love, those things are reflected across all of Equestria. If hatred and fear take hold,
Dang, Celestia, you scary. And so Twilight is sent to go help protect the Crystal Empire with Princess Cadence in shining armor. But poor Twilight doesn't think that she's ready to do something this big. Cue fantastic song with amazing animation upgrade we got between the seasons.
Oh, I've taken my share of licks. I've made it through the thin and thick. But no, I wasn't. Oh, no, she wasn't. Oh, no, I wasn't. Oh, no, she wasn't. No, I wasn't prepared for this.
So the main six take the Friendship Express to the Crystal Empire and meet up with Shining Armor, but it seems they have to make a break for it to get away from King Sombra.
Cadence! and do a little shake.
You see, that's how you know she's not really Queen Chrysalis like last time, because she's able to do that little jingle that they did when they were younger.
Are you okay?
Cadence has been able to use her magic to spread love and light. That seems to be what is protecting it. But she hasn't slept, barely eats. I want to help her, but my protection spell has been countered by King Sombra.
So Twilight and her friends take the initiative to go out and investigate what could possibly protect the Crystal Empire and keep Sombra at bay. But it seems they're all coming up short on account of some kind of amnesia effect Sombra put on all of them.
Time to gather some intel.
It just feels like something is missing.
I know. It looks the same, but it doesn't feel the same.
Because it isn't.
A spy!
Funny, I always thought Rarity was the spy, and I thought Pinky was usually the heavy or the pyro. Heh, Team Fortress 2 references for the win. Oh, and how can I go throughout this entire review without mentioning the running gag with Rarity? That she really likes the crystal ponies because they're sparkly.
There are no words. Crystal ponies. There are crystal ponies. Please continue. And when you flip your mane, it simply must create a rainbow of color. Wouldn't I look just magnificent? You see how my mane just absolutely sparkled?
Never change, Best Pony. Never change. As the girls regroup,
I got nothing so far. Oh, me neither. My cover has been blown. I repeat, my cover has been blown.
Okay. Sorry, Twilight. These crystal ponies seem to have some kind of collective amnesia or something. Only thing I was able to get out of them was something about a library.
A library?
this right here, all of this it's too good.
May I help you?
Yes, we're looking for a book.
We have plenty of those.
You do. You really do.
Oh, Twilight, you best book horse, you so precious. After a quick montage showing them looking for a book that can help them, they finally figure out what to do. Throw a fun fair for the crystal ponies to raise their spirits. And they're getting ready to prepare this fair through song.
Oh, we have to get this right. Yes, we have to make them see. We can save the crystal ponies with their history.
They get the festival up and running, and things go well at first, but then that librarian pony from earlier drops a truth bomb on our heroes.
The whole purpose of the Crystal Fair is to lift the spirits of the crystal ponies so the light within them can power the crystal heart so that the Empire can be protected.
What's that about powering the heart?
I just can't believe you found it! King Sombra said he'd hidden it away, where we would never see it again! I only hope it will still be as powerful after all these years.
Why did you... I think we may have a problem.
To be continued!
We'll be right back after this commercial break, because apparently this is good enough for TV.
This is Nickelodeon Gak. In one word, describe it. Gak goes. Gak goes. Are you feeling it? Gak attack! Incredible, squishable, squashable, squeezable, stretchable, bounceable, ploppable, poppable stuff. Gak goes. Are you feeling it? Smush it, twist it, bubble it, mix it. Are you feeling it? Nickelodeon Gak. I know you're feeling it. Gak back so separately.
We now return to Pony Fanboy Reviews, only on Nick Jr.
To be continued! Right now! So Sombra begins to work his way across the land. Very slowly. And then Cadence puts up her barrier again to keep him out. Twilight tells them to hang back and keep Sombra at bay, while she'll go and look for the crystal heart. All the while her friends keep the crystal ponies entertained, but leave it to Spike to tag along with Twilight, even against her wishes.
When did you learn to do that?
That was a little trick Celestia taught me.
And now we get one of the darkest moments at this point in the series. Once Twilight gets to the bottom, she opens this door and Sombra's dark magic is revealed. Since he's a being who preys off of fear, Twilight, and later Spike, are given visions of their worst fears right before their very eyes.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. I opened the door and...
And now you must go.
Go where?
It doesn't matter to me. You failed the test, Twilight.
I don't understand. The test?
Not only will you not move on to the next level of your studies, you won't continue your studies at all.
You didn't say anything about no longer being your student if I failed.
Didn't I?
But what do I do now?
Ponyville? Well, how did I get... No! I don't want to go! Please, Twilight, don't make me!
King Sombra's dark magic. A doorway that leads to your worst fear.
We were home. You told me you didn't need me anymore. You were sending me away.
A fear that will never come to pass. I'm never going to send you away.
Aw, that's so sweet.
What's in there?
Stairs.
Oh, if only Silverstream was around for this. Meanwhile, the main six distract the Crystal Ponies with a jousting match between Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy, but it's still not enough for them as they begin to ask where the Crystal Heart is.
The heart! Where's the crystal?
Here! It rolled over to me when you dropped it.
And then, in a grand twist, Spike is the one who saves the day. He works his way out of the castle, nearly plummeting to the ground, until Shining Armor throws Cadence up in the air and she saves him, and it's revealed that Cadence is the one true princess of the Crystal Empire. He's dead now. Bye, Sombra. We'll see you in the comics, in the Season 5 finale, and the Season 9 premiere. And after all that is said and done, Twilight goes to Celestia, who congratulates her for her success.
I understand it. Spike brought Princess Cadence the Crystal Heart because you weren't sure how quickly you could find a way to escape the tower. You weren't willing to risk the future of the citizens of the Crystal Empire in an effort to guarantee your own.
And we end off with a reprise of the opening song, this time sung by the main six, congratulating Twilight for a job well done.
Turns out you were. Turns out I was. Turns out you were. Turns out I was. Turns out you were prepared for this.
Yeah! I knew everything was gonna be fine.
So overall, I really liked this premiere. The beginning was very strong, with an emphasis on a new location and some new lore that will be expanded on later in the comics and other episodes. The ending felt very grand scale with Sombra's defeat, as well as a strong moral of self-sacrifice being a very mature lesson for this show that was allegedly just for kids. Plus, it's neat to see someone other than Twilight and the main six save the day. Spike may be a comic relief sidekick, but it's good that he got to do one awesome thing that was continuously brought up all throughout the show. The middle of the episode has some pretty solid comedy and a decent use of the other main six, but I can see if people weren't all that into it. I also really like the songs in this one, as well as some of the other songs we were going to get in this season, especially in a later episode that was also pretty divisive, but we'll get to that at a later date. And as for Sombra, sure, some fans say he wasn't a very good villain compared to Discord, Chrysalis, or even Nightmare Moon, but I really like him as a more passive villain, one who's a threat in the distance more than a direct threat. Plus, we did get more of him later, and we did get some more insight to his character over time, and I loved every second of it. Tune in next time to Pony Fanboy Reviews, where we'll be looking at the season finale of Season 3, and the reaction it got from the fandom. But until then, I'm the Pony Fanboy, I fanboy over ponies, and you just listen.
You were prepared to do your best at what it takes to pass the test. All those doubts you can dismiss. Turns out you were prepared for this. You clearly have just what it takes to pass a test with such high stakes. for sure you would prevail. Since when does Twilight Sparkle ever fail? All those doubts that you...
Oh man, there's just so many cute faces and cute noises in this episode.